Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. Episode 32, Jesse. Week 9. The stage is set. Playoffs are locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Playoffs are locked in, and even the locations, even though we keep harping on that, but
Unfortunately.
yep. Yeah, man. I mean, now we just got the news. I mean, we'll get into that later, but so it kind of changes the way we're viewing the weekend, but still should be a good weekend, regardless of everything being locked up. I think. I mean, everybody's got stuff to play for, especially these guys with 2 games left for these teams who've been knocked out of the playoff run. So they're trying to get on these rosters that are already starting for the NFL side of things.
Yeah. I mean, and there's actually been a crazy amount of transactions and stuff that's happened the last couple of days. Like, wow, this late in the season, they're really moving people around.
They are. It's nonstop, man. I mean, they got a very wide pool and a limited time to use them. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of rotation. I mean, some teams, like if you look at the Stallions, it's all injury based, but there's still rotation. When you think of play, like Kellen Mond didn't get hurt. I know he's starting, but he didn't. There's a lot of swapping.
Right. So, but yeah, man. Week 9, this freaking season is flying by, dude. Yeah, I agree with Mike. It's all for film.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, it's a good call throwing Etling in last week with Bryce. I think it's a good call that they're doing it this week too.
Yeah, I mean,
let our guy get some rest.
Yeah, I mean, I still would like to see him play, but I mean, that's more for me to see the football. But I mean, Etling was still fun. Like I was talking to you about, the further we get away from last week's game, and the more I've had to sit with that, the more that I'm okay with what's going on. I mean, he's, like we talked about, he's definitely the most capable backup in the league right now, especially after last week. So if he can carry that over, I mean, that's great. 1, for his career, and 2, the team. So
right, and I mean, the last couple times that he did face Birmingham, he did do good from like a good portion of the game. I remember the conference championship last year. He was hot all the way up until the third quarter.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he won't have to do that in the conference championships on the 8th. So,
yeah,
fingers crossed.
You ready to hop into this week's games?
Yeah, man. We got some. The first game's a weird one. We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Battlehawks at Brahmas, but it's actually one of these weird games where it's the last road game / home game for the Brahmas, but it's in St. Louis.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, they didn't have availability at the Alamo Dome, so they just moved it to. They took Alamo off. Oh, my foot just hit my thing. Do you see that? I just dropped down. Scared the crap out of it. Yeah, they just dropped the Alamo off, and they're playing at the Dome in St. Louis. But yeah, it's weird, and this is like the first look at. I mean, obviously, it's a very extreme difference when it's St. Louis is there, but that's kind of what you're possibly looking at for DC if they do win and they're stuck there. So
yeah. Well, I mean, with the Battlehawks already in the playoffs, and the Brahmas just got beat in the toilet bowl for this season.
Yeah.
How are you feeling
about the game?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be. I mean, the Battlehawks obviously through the air haven't produced much. Duggan's been very grounded. I mean, he has plays. Obviously they have Hakeem Butler there. They have explosive potential, but overall they're continuing on that that read option run game that they've been harping on since they threw back against us. So, I mean, he scored 2 against us. He only got 1 last week, I believe. But I mean, I believe he's tied with Toa for 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's very productive, but I think they're just going to continue to do more of the same.
Yeah.
Brahmas. I don't think that they're not that the Brahmas, again, they do have film to play for, and they're going to be trying to put more out there. But I think this is going to be a washout, especially when it's an extra home game for the Battlehawks, but technically is a Brahmas home game. So that's very.
Yeah, I think the Battlehawks will. So they'll have we don't have a coin toss, but the home field gets to choose if they receive or defer or whatever, if they get the ball in the first.
They pick with who starts with the ball, basically. So
Yeah.
a little, they cut the coin toss off.
That's one thing I was going to kind of talk about in our game. Like, if you do get home field advantage or the number 1 seed, that's the competitive edge we would get.
Yeah. But it's it's not going to be as drastic in Birmingham.
And home locker rooms.
That's a plus.
So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I see the Battlehawks taking this, and they're not gonna. Oh man, that's not. That's good to know, though. So that even their fans there, it makes sense, but it's not because it's a Brahmas game. But it's good to know. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, also the Brahmas did too, I believe.
Well, yeah. I mean, they wouldn't count an away game towards their season tickets. Yeah. I mean, do you see? I mean, I think they're going to go out swinging, and I know Payne Party is going to try having them, but they just haven't looked. They haven't looked well all season. I mean, right. We'll just put it that. And especially with the Battlehawks defense, I mean, they're going to be applying the pressure. And then the Brahmas have Kellen Mond starting, I believe I saw. So no Hogan. And they're rolling back to Mond, who last time he was out, it was not a good game. I think he had a 50, like somewhere in the 50s QBR for the game.
Oh, man.
Not good. So it was rough before they put Hogan in, I think 2 weeks ago. So I don't see – I see the Battlehawks taking this. And I don't don't think
probably a landslide. But you never know. With Friday night UFL football, anything's possible.
Yeah, but the Brahmas this is their 3rd Friday in a row.
Yeah. Short weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really I mean, do much in practice that way.
Because
they're usually off on Mondays. That's like the UFL day off is Monday. So they get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I feel like in the UFL, because they're all in the hub, I feel like when you have off weeks, you're like working a night shift. You know what I'm saying? You your work, it's all separate. Everybody's on different shifts, different time.
And then those Friday night games, they have to literally leave the game and go to the airport or to the buses or whatever and go back to Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they leave Detroit, they don't get back to Texas till like 4 a.m.
Yeah. Can you imagine? And then like you're sore, or if you got an injury and you're just like, dude, this is miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything you got left on this game? I mean, I think it's going to be interesting seeing the Battlehawks in gray.
At home?
At home, yeah. Which, I mean, I don't really mind. I think those are solid uniforms, but I was in the minority who liked the Lions gray uniforms as well. So most people hated them things, but I didn't mind them.
They're all right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so the first game on Saturday, we got the Renegades going to Memphis, 12 o'clock. So opening day. Showboats, do you think they're going to stick? Who do you think they're going to have under center?
This week.
Are they going to roll or not? I almost said Etling. EJ Perry? Are they going to give him a game now?
I think it'll be who they have last week? Troy Williams.
Troy Williams played, yeah.
So it might be EJ this week.
I hope they give him a game. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
EJ versus Perez. That should be fun. Imagine the Showboats beat the Renegades on 1 point like they did Houston. And then Renegades are just on a short loss skid for the entirety of the second half of the season.
A lot of people are saying it's just like bad coaching, and that I also heard that
Perez
Luis pretty much runs the offense.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
So is it on him?
Yeah, because fake spike for interception to end the game.
I know, and controlling it and not being productive is a frustrating thing, especially when you're changing things at the line from a coach's perspective, at least. You know, your quarterback you're pulling at Aaron Rodgers, you're just changing everything, and you're being I don't know if that is, but he is definitely putting out numbers. So thanks, Mike.
Also, could you see this being Luis's last year?
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like from what we've seen, I think there's more talent out there. I mean, when you look around the league, maybe not specifically in Arlington's, wheelhouse, but because they've rolled with Perez, and I think you do, especially he just put out. Imagine he got benched when he just put out his book.
His book.
Yeah, but if you look around the league, I mean, you have people. I mean, they talk about it every time Arlington's on the field. He's the oddity of the league, and he's a pocket passer, and maybe it is time. Maybe it's time to move on from him, see what else there is out there.
Get back into bowling, or get back into coaching, or get into coaching.
Desmond says, "Hell no, he's staying." Excuse me. I mean, it's a possibility, but I mean, when we think about the game, so what do you think? How do you think that they match up against Horton and this Mahler defense?
I mean, both defenses are really good. Like, we noticed that their defense, Renegades defense was on top, man. Like,
they're a very quiet, solid unit.
Mm-hmm. They were beating us up pretty good. I mean, look, it took to the last second for us to beat them. I'm not saying that we're like the team to beat, but I mean,
well, I mean, right now we are, but I mean, I know what you're saying. Well,
I'm not trying to boast too much. Like, we've got a good team, but we've had to work hard to get where we were at. Like, it's not like we've just been steamrolling over everybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Been dominant.
So Arlington is favored by 4.5 points here. What do you think about that?
I would agree, but if the Showboats step up and they get some takeaways on defense and turn over that ball, I think it could be, trap game of the week.
It could be. I mean, I don't see it. And didn't Ehlers have a touchdown last week? Or he ran one in, I believe.
Yeah. Ehlers did. I do believe he did get a touchdown.
Oh, sorry. Week. Mike said that. That's what brought up Ehlers.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
I mean, see what he does. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really privy to the fan base, but
even springing into football guys on their show they recorded this week, they were talking about Ehlers getting the start.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't want to say these last 2 weeks don't really mean much, but they really don't. For all 8 teams.
It means a lot for the players, but for the teams, yeah, I know what you're saying. Right. Like, there's no reason to get standing. I mean, draft order, but you're thinking about the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Boats are winning in OT again, dude. If they went 1 point in OT, that's what I'm saying. A close game, just pulling it out.
That'd be crazy. I mean, both times that we've had overtime, it's been the Showboats, and they've came out on top both times.
They needed.
Oh,
I love the OT. I think it's awesome. I mean, I love it. You wait for in hockey, you wait for that playoff, the finality, and then if you get to like a shootout or something, that's it's not
is
like
Brian in the chat? I wonder. So I know the Renegades, they're like the worst in red zone offense. They can get down there, but they just don't like finish the drive.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wonder how the Showboats offense is for that.
When
Because we know that the Showboats defense, they're a good stout defense, and I would imagine that the red zone package is even tougher.
I'm trying. Yeah, I mean they don't. I don't think they have anything. No, I don't. You wouldn't think that they would be too great. I mean, when you think about their scores, I'm trying to think back, but I mean, think back on without it right here.
Right. So,
I mean,
I wanted to bring up.
I'm gonna go Renegades. I mean, I let every time I say the Showboats, they lose. So I think,
unfortunately,
I think they're gonna put their foot down and not. They really have. They have shot themselves in the foot every time. But at some point, you got to get it turned around, and especially if they have to. It's been 4 games now by freaking 5 or less points or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of him, but his name's Zom Fox. He's another content creator. He's a Michigan fan, and he said that Arlington is the second best team to everybody in the league. So they just like end up beating themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
In every game, doesn't matter who it is.
It's
they
all
end up beating themselves.
Whether it's last second interceptions, like if they literally are giving the games away on a consistent basis, which is, can you imagine how frustrated that would be watching that?
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Renegades on this one too.
Mm-hmm.
Not by much, though. I'm going to say probably a touchdown.
One that they don't give away.
A fourth quarter touchdown.
All right. And then the Defenders are headed to Houston, going to TDECU at 4. What's up?
This is the last game of the week.
Yeah, on Sunday. Sunday's game. We always do ours last. I mean, this. What do you think is going to happen here? How do you think what Roughnecks are we going to see?
I don't know, man. I think they still want to come out and have something to prove. Teamu's still in the MVP race, so I think he's going to stay in. Keep working towards that accolade.
Yeah, I think, and with Perkins, like we talked about, being announced out, I mean, I think he's set up to go off right now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I mean, I don't see the Roughnecks taking this even at home, especially DC trying to get, I mean, home field advantage. So basically the advantage of picking what you want to start with, which you would think you'd start on offense if you're DC.
If you're DC, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. This game, I feel like it's going to be. It seems like there's a lot of one-sided games this week until you get to our game. But
I mean,
the Roughnecks, they have came out and like that game against the Stallions, man. They came out and they scored 25 in the first half, and they came out strong. And then the second half,
just against us, McClendon put up 316.
Right.
I mean, granted, he threw the ball 50 times, but still. I'm curious to see in this game, one as a whole, how the Roughnecks are able to run the ball, especially after we played them, and they kind of just abandon it. But two, I want to see how they start because that's 2 weeks in a row they start off like White's had just some cranks up the middle. I mean, he had 45 yard run on us to start the game, and then kind of just, I mean, he only had 8 for the whole game. They stopped. They just stopped going at the tail end of the game. Obviously, pace dictates what you have to do, but you'd think you'd want to lean on something like that when you're getting explosive plays to start the game.
Right. A few of the comments. Desmond says that Teamu will utilize himself getting better. I mean, Teamu is getting better. The last couple of weeks, he's been a lot hotter than he was at the beginning of the season, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was getting critical of him. I think week 3. It's like, dude, you got to get it together. He's picked it up, though.
McClendon's not bad. I've been saying all along that McClendon's completely changed that team around. Having him at quarterback.
I got receipts. Yeah. I got those tweets and retweets of myself.
Right.
Yeah, man.
No Frank Ginda is tough against the run. Yeah. I mean, if only Frank wasn't hurt and only if half of our defense wasn't hurt.
I know.
But Speaks is back. Kurt Steele, shout out to him, man. What up, though? He's a Lions content creator, Boss Up, Ball Out. If you guys like the Lions, go check him out. They have some pretty good content over there.
Are they coming to the game?
Times a week. I invited 2 of the co-hosts. Kurt Steele lives out of state, so I didn't invite him.
There's Sorry, Brian.
Yep.
All right. Well, do we want to? I guess we're getting over to our game now. I mean, I think DC is going to take this. I think I hope that the Roughnecks play well because I mean I want to see DC. I want to see a good game here, especially with how they. I mean,
I want to see the Roughnecks really play a full game.
Yeah, exactly. The scoreboard didn't dictate how well McClendon played in certain situations. I'd like to see him maintain it across all 4 frames.
Well, I mean, with the punt return and a pick 6, that really inflates our score on the other side of the ball,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Leading the league with point after attempts. So,
them 1 points, man.
Yeah.
Roll the bowling ball, the Samoan bowling ball. Just
send Toa in.
Yeah,
he'll get the extra point. I think he's actually the leader in the league with extra point conversions.
It's got to be. It's got to be getting close.
Something like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say DC on this one too.
Yeah, we're locked up at DC here. So it looks like we're riding the same wave this week. Which I mean, at this point in the season, you kind of expect it, especially when the playoffs are slated.
Mm.
So 3 p.m. Saturday, again, not the last game of the week. Panthers are headed to Birmingham.
Yes, sir.
So for the first time, again, I mean, Houston, Birmingham. At least we don't have to go to Houston twice in there. That would really suck.
Right. But we got to go to Birmingham twice in there.
Yeah. But imagine just all the road games.
But at least we get Houston at home for week 10.
Yeah.
You guys got to attend that game. Everybody's got to be there, man. Tell everybody about it. Get them there. Let's show out. Let's sell so many tickets that they have to open up the end zones.
I'm bringing my kid's friends, maybe kids' friends' parents. Bring them all. My parents.
Right. Yeah, we got to get as many people to this last game as we can, man.
Yes, sir. So Birmingham, like I was telling you right before, I think that was before we recorded. Birmingham now, after the news that Etling's gonna be starting, Birmingham is favored by 0.5 point. So that's pretty interesting. Especially seeing as we've had some pretty good margins in the last few games. I mean, I know you want to say weaker, but it's interesting seeing how much it dropped because we were favored by 4.5 points prior.
Yeah, and then they announced that Bryce is sitting down, and it completely flopped. So, but
So no Bryce Perkins, and like everybody's been saying about in the chat, we got no White. He broke his arm or his leg or something, ankle.
No Jalen White. Yeah.
Yeah, no Ginda. But
Desmond will
Speaks
be
being
there.
back. There we go.
Yeah, Speaks comes back. That's huge.
Yeah, but he's inactive right now still, I believe.
Yeah.
Let me see. So he's not going to be in the game, but it'll, moving forward and into the playoffs, that'll definitely help. Yeah, so he's still inactive right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Kurt, but unfortunately, things happen. Maybe next year we can learn from this. I saw a different take on it earlier that maybe from the beginning or in the off season, they line up 2 neutral sites, one for the XFL and one for the USFL or the different conferences, whatever they're going to be named. Just a neutral site for those games, just that one game.
I think he's talking about the actual championship. Like Michigan wasn't at. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. All right. Yep, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that was.
Anything about the new quarterback that we just picked up?
Me? No, I don't. I did see that we picked him up. Again, he's still inactive. But did you see Bowman? I believe he's active for the Brahmas.
Mm-hmm.
Alex. So yes.
Yeah. Yep, he's sitting this week.
Unfortunately. But heal the ankle up, get it ready for the playoffs. Speaks back for the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep. The first 2,000 fans who arrive get to the game, get a Jake Bates bobblehead. Oh, yeah. And trust me, we're always some of the first people there. So if you're at our tailgate, which we're going to be having a tailgate before the last game.
Right there. We're a block away. We literally as soon as we see a line forming, we put everything away and then we head over. So come hang out if you want a bobblehead and some food, because we're gonna have apparently like 3 grills there. Come hungry.
Brent DeWitt, next year's championship game at Ford Field.
I think we've proven that if we can grow.
Mm-hmm.
If I think 15,000 next year, if we hit or if we're at least between where we are and there, I think that hopefully we have a good say in when it coming to us.
Right. I think if we hit 15K or higher, that'll really, really change things.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think especially if we can hit it at this game, I think it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't need to reserve a spot or anything like that. You can just show up. There's other Panthers fans there. They have a desk there that they give away posters like this one right there.
So this one signed by Sir Pablo.
Sir Pablo.
Yeah, man. You show up. I mean, show up. They got like you said, they got the table. They have the belt that Ryan's always holding on the field. They got that there, the WWE belt. Hang out. They put it on the big old screen. It's like I really wish it was like the I can't remember the name now. Those big, huge screens they're putting in downtown. The Cosm they're putting downtown. Did I tell you about that?
I think
it's not quite like that, but that is a big screen that it's on. So it's loud. Yeah. Everybody's cheering. It's a good time there. I'm gonna be there this weekend.
Yeah, you're gonna go to this one?
Yeah. Me and Bree are gonna head up there.
I don't know if we'll be able to make this one, but I'm definitely gonna try to carve out time for the playoff game. To be there for the playoff game.
Yeah, I might have to try for that.
So.
But shit, back to the game, I guess.
Back to the game. Yeah, we got off on a tangent.
So,
Panthers Stallions.
Yeah, Edling starting. Like I said, I've gotten more confident the further we get from that game, and in seeing everything, having more time to sit with the stats and his performance really. So,
what do you think that the game plan is a little bit more tailored towards him this week, since we know that he's going to be the starter, or are we going to keep running our offense? Or are we just going to go with a easier Danny playbook to not show everything to the Stallions.
You're definitely not going to run everything you would with Perkins in. I mean,
Right.
clearly, but I think that you stick with, because I don't think they changed it up last week. They had the game plan in place, so I think they do like a little bit of a hybrid. You lean a little bit into what you did last week, because I don't know if it was necessarily unexpected, but I don't think that the other team is going to expect the same thing again. I don't think the Stallions are going to be like, all right, well, now they have Etling, so they're for sure going to be preparing for that, a different style of offense as opposed to Perkins' athleticism.
Right. And I told you and Mike, I was like, guys, calm down. Remember, Etling did play for us quite a bit last year.
All right. Yeah, I definitely overreacted. I agree. And I know Mike did, because I was there when the first
he said he was using like reverse psychology.
He was. He's putting the negative juju in so Etling soaks up the good stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty much what it was.
Whatever works, man. We'll take whatever we can get. Yeah, so I am a little bit worried about the defense. I don't know if that new linebacker is playing, but I mean, our linebacker crew have done well, and especially you can kind of call him a linebacker. He's an edge defender, but Willekes on the one end definitely has eased my mind, especially with the sideline to sideline capability of Ginda being out. That definitely helps at least a sideline.
Right. Like managing that edge and containing, know what I'm saying? And he knows when to like release off that contain to rush in and make a play, which he has quite a few times this year. Willekes is a beast.
He's produced, man. He's produced. I mean, this week he was a little. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up. So yeah, just 2 tackles, 2 solos, but still, I mean, everybody in this. It's funny because our Tarpley's led us in tackles every week, and I know it's not a good sign, but he plays up front anyway, so it's not really an issue.
Yeah.
My tortoise is just running laps. I really hate it when he does this. He's like, "You recording?" Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's full.
I think this is more how week 10 is going to go, Desmond. I think Desmond or Bryce will be back starting, but we might run some of that 2 QB stuff just to get Danny some film or some of these other guys some film.
The relationship that we have had this season with the 2 QB system and rotating these two it stresses me out, man. And especially now, like you said, it's probably going to end up rolling into that going into the playoffs, and then just so we can have Perkins in.
I just seen this, but I agree, Viking. I hate when real life stuff gets in the way of UFL stuff. Just sucks, man.
Yeah.
UFL Isaac said, can't wait to travel about 10 hours to finish the journey. We're going to every stadium with my mom and sister in week 10, Panthers versus Roughnecks. Super happy when they announced the Jake Bates bobblehead. Man, come check out the tailgate. We're going to be making a graphic, so follow us on X or Instagram or whatever. But we'll be making a graphic soon, and it'll have what time we're going to be there, maybe a menu, things like that, with the location for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just going to be burgers and dogs, I think, man. Maybe we'll get some salads. We've had requests for your biscuits and gravy, though.
No, I'm going to switch it up this time because we're not doing it's not a morning game.
Everybody does, and it's been a lot of talk, and it's very frustrating that we're kind of we know we're going to end up with it again. I mean, at least, last week and this week, as long as all goes well, we're going to see Etling on the field the whole time. But like you said, what's going to happen in week 10? Do they ease him in? Do they start Perkins, and then do they give him a half and half, and then just ride with it?
Right. Or do they do like that wonky Memphis system where every drive you change your quarterback? You remember that during our game against Memphis? That it was like EJ's out, then Troy's out, then EJ's out, then Troy's out.
We were doing that for a while. It was like it just seemed nobody liked it. It seemed like we were just throwing them in, and then as soon as they got hot, we were pulling them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did notice this too. See if we re-sign Simon or Simone. Is it Simon or Simone?
Lyria.
Yeah. He was our punter temporarily, I believe. Yeah. So,
let's see. I got this up right here.
I was thinking about on Friday throwing a pork.
Colby Suits out of Houston Baptist. So that's our inactive right there. Our QB you were mentioning.
Yeah. I was thinking about throwing a pork shoulder on or a pork butt on the smoker, and then bringing it down there and put it on one of those small grills to keep it warm.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you can almost just, God, that sounds so good. I got mine too. We needed it. I don't know, a smoker though. Dude, this guy's like just hanging out in his water dish right now. It's ridiculous.
He needs it. He's cooling off from all those laps he was running.
I know. Oh, okay. So he's got some ties to Michigan with Aaron Glenn over there.
So Desmond's going to be helping out with the tailgate. He's going to be bringing a grill and some warming pads. We need to get a group chat, with us. Mike's going to be helping out. He said he could bring a grill. So we're trying to go out for this last tailgate, guys, and have as many people swing by and hang out all together for the last home game of the season. Let's really show out. And
yeah, man, end of the regular season, last home game. We're trying to get more home games, and as I'm not sure who, I can't remember. Somebody alluded to trying to get the championship here next year, or
nice.
or it make sure that we can have an earned spot here if it goes that well. So yeah, I think we definitely need to try showing out. And I mean, it's the 31st. It's the last one. It's the last end of the month, end of the regular season, end of a hell of a season for the Panthers. I mean, regardless of how this regular season ends, but
rumors Jake Bates is supposed to be floating around the building. There's definitely going to be 2,000 Jake Bates bobbleheads given out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
God, we're all over the place right now. All right. I mean, I still think that if Etling performs the way that he did, we're going to take this game. I mean, I think they're Stallions from what I've seen the last few years with Jamar Smith last few games. I mean, they're very boom or bust. It's like either they're hitting, especially, I think you said it. The only thing I'm seeing out of this game is Deon Cain. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, if our defense really capitalizes on Jamar's mistakes, because he does make mistakes. Mm-hmm. He's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? He isn't like an electrifying guy to watch. You know what I'm saying? He has done good on that offense. But
we have to contain him, though.
Yeah, if we contain him and capitalize on his mistakes, we got this.
Yeah.
But as I kind of told you off screen, like, if we lose, I'm not going to be heartbroken. Like, yes, it's going to suck being 0-7 against Birmingham, but we got to beat them week 11 because that's when it counts.
Yeah. Yeah. You can forego this battle, but we're preparing for the war. So, and we don't have the home anyways.
No. Unfortunately. And I'm not going to be able to make it down to Birmingham the week before we go to St. Louis.
Right. Yeah. Don't have the funds like that, people.
No.
Well, yeah. So we're both. Are you taking the Panthers here? Or are you expecting? Are you rolling with Vegas and taking the half point for Birmingham?
I'm going to be a homer.
I do. I mean, if we perform the way we did last week, I don't see why we can't pull this out.
Right. I think if we actually get our run game going against Birmingham, that's going to be a game changer too.
Yeah, I think Toa has been like capped at right under 50 for like 3 weeks. Yeah, 40, 4 for 40. So, oh no, that's reception. Sorry, 46. I apologize.
Start the only man named after the Super Bowl trophy, Rocky Lombardi. That's funny.
I mean, would we
Rocky's
throw him
gotten
in week
what?
10? Get some film out there.
I would.
Yeah,
Maybe.
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 And then our last banner, Jake Bates bobbleheads.
Yes.
I'm super excited about it. I like bobbleheads. I got my Lions ones. I don't
have any, so. And if I run into Jake,
if anybody's
I'm
ever
like, yo, man,
Jimmy John's Field,
I'm going to let him know that I mailed that letter to the training facility. If he could please just like send my cards back. Like you don't even have to
you
sign
don't
them.
have to sign them, just send them back to me.
Yeah, I want them back now. I sent him all my Jake Bates cards. Like a dummy.
Ooh. Gonna be the UFL's third OT game.
Ooh.
I know if Memphis does go in OT, we just gotta call them in the UFL. OTs are called Memphises. We're going into Memphis over here in Birmingham.
We're climbing in the boat.
Yeah. I agree too. All these, especially, after that, if it almost felt destined after that, the second left on the clock, the Perkins hurdle game. I don't even know what to call that game. We need a name for it.
But yeah, I feel like we've been consistently the best team all year long.
Well, and it's not always one. Yes, we have Perkins and we lean on him heavily, right? But we also, how many, Pukin? I did it again. Samson just got special teams player of the week for tackles, and we've had Devin Ross going off. We've had Malone going, like, our special teams are going well. We have games where our defense, like last week, we have a pick six. We have, Kai in the very first game had 2 with a pick six to seal the game. Like, it's an all around effort, and I mean, some like Viking may see it as
good football on all 3 levels.
Yeah, I don't see it as luck. I see it as complementary football. When you need it, those plays that you need, you hit them, and that's why people always say you're always 1 or 2 plays away. Well, if that one play is the last play of the game, hey, you still need it.
Right. And I agree here that the overtime format is really fun. Yes. When I woke up the next morning and noticed that I missed that overtime game this weekend, I was like, no. I was so mad. I don't know if I have it recorded. I think I might have recorded it.
The Arlington second, the buzzer beater.
The buzzer beater.
I like that. The Arlington second. The Arlington second game. People were so mad, but I mean, it was on there.
Oh yeah.
Is there any news? And what other news we got? I think we kind of hit everything we got for this week. If you are interested, definitely we want to get a little group chat or a Facebook group or something together. We want to make sure everybody's just to make sure we cover all the bases for the tailgate. I mean, trash bags and stuff. We gotta get them all.
Yeah, buns.
Yeah,
condiments.
Who's bringing the chef hat and apron?
Right. I got that Aunt Millie's apron that guy gave us from the DC game.
Hey, there we go. Throw it on.
Right. I don't want to get my game stuff dirty.
Well,
other than that, same old stuff. The YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Merch links down there. The X links down there. The Instagram links down there.
All the links. Especially hit the subscribe button. We need that one. I mean, we only got, this is week 9, man. We got really four more weeks of UFL football to watch. So, I mean, if you
Yeah,
count,
almost
with the
over.
playoffs, so obviously the games dwindle, but there's still games.
Still games. Still stuff to talk about.
I know, man. Well, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, buddy.
Let's get out of here, man.
And
Everybody
as
have a good
always-
night.
Yep. And as always, Panther fans, remember,
Let's hunt.
let's hunt.
St. Louis still sucks.